muted. Is that better? Can you all hear me now? I think I started the show muted. Look, let's get to it. This is the lineup show. Hope everyone's well. Good afternoon, everyone that's jumping in. We're going to do the lineups together again, as usual, against Liverpool this time, 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. We're going to be doing the watch along on the show too. Do not forget that. We're here on the channel live from, I think we're on about 12:10, I think it is. But we will be here. So make sure you hit the link that's pinned in the chat. It's pinned. I've just posted it up, actually. So please click that, like it, and get as many likes as we can. Do you think we can get 50 likes on that show before we even start? That would be tremendous. That'd be good movement for me and everyone else as well, because it will grow. It will get suggested. Obviously, there's going to be another channel live that we are going to do some stuff with later on. In fact, we are collabing with quite a lot today. I'll be honest with you. I'm live with Cop TV, Copish at 7:30 tonight as well. And we're going to do James Redmond as well around 2:00 time. And we've got Anfield Agenda tomorrow as well, 4:30 live on all of their channels. So Winks is going to be trying to make loads of content out of that before the bloody game on Saturday. Speaking of the man, I've got him here, Winksy. He's backstage. Winksy?
How are you?
Well, I'll be quite honest with you. Last night was a snooze fest. I'm not going to lie. Expressions snoozing. Big shout out to Expressions. He lost last night. He was fuming. But the Leicester boys, we won with the god Kelechi Iheanacho in the 94th minute scores the winner and puts us through to the next round. And by the way, did you see the post-match interview with Kelechi Iheanacho? I couldn't be bothered to play. It was too cold. I had to do. He had to score. He had to score because it was too cold. Man's too cold. Man's freezing. Man's freezing his Royal Rastafarian Nini's off. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, guys, make sure you hop over and click that link and smash a like on the watch along video for Saturday's game. Winksy, last night's Leicester though, very, very poor performance. Turd again for Perez. A very, very bad performance for Perez. Kenga's under also struggling as well, I think. And Brendan Rodgers had a few bits and bobs to say about Kenga's under. Let me just quickly read what he said. He says, it's not easy for Kenga's under at the moment for Leicester City. I don't think he's going to end up signing, do you? It's because of his limited run. He gets limited game time. If he had more game time, I think we'd get to see a bit more of him. But the fact is, he's just getting thrown in here, there, and that's it.
The thing as well, I think his confidence is just going to slowly disappear. I think the times he has started, he's came in and he's had the mentality to go and have a good game. But I think the more you boys don't play him, I think the less he's going to have that motivation to want to come on and have a good performance, because he already knows that he's not going to be starting even if he does have a good performance. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Liverpool have got some injuries of their own, but let's just touch on the subject of James Justin last night. James Justin suffering what appeared to be a serious jar to the knee. But according to what I read last night, Brendan Rodgers told TalkSport that he was actually walking. He could have walked off field, to be fair to him. He was walking. So I'm hoping it's not as bad as it appeared. So he said, let me just quote that. Roger said he does believe the injury isn't as bad as feared, with Justin even telling him that he could have left the field without the aid of a stretcher. So hopefully we don't lose him for too long. Hopefully it's just maybe a tiny little funny landing and he'll almost shake it off immediately. Let's just hope, because he's probably been, the best player for Leicester this season by far?
I think he's been the best player for you boys. I think without him, you'd really have struggled at many points during the season, to be honest with you, because don't forget you didn't have the players that have came back at the time. He was the man to fill a load of spaces. He's been left, he's been right, he's gone everywhere. I think he's an integral part to you guys. Being in the Champions League, maybe.
Yeah. Now Liverpool have got injuries. I was just about to mention that Diego Jota is off. He's out till I think got knee injuries, potential out till the end of February, so the 28th. So he'll miss that one. I think Joel Matip's out as well, with no return date. Naby Keita's out as well. Joe Gomez, another one that's potentially out for the remainder of the season. And obviously we know about Virgil van Dijk. He's the big one though, isn't he? Because without Virgil van Dijk, they have not been able to sort of play from how they control that that sort of their own half, and that's where they build upon with Henderson in the middle. He's had to drop back at centre back sometimes, Henderson, which is mental for them this season. And I believe I just read something not long ago. They're 27 points off of where they were last season. The 27 points less points than they were last season. That's nuts.
I saw something funny. Do you know 442, the cartoon thing? Obviously, you must know. They did. Do you know the 2 new signings that Liverpool have got? I don't know too much about, but I think it's Davies, and then they've got that other dude that they bought. I think they're both defenders. Right. And they said they were like, "Oh, what we should do to make us go back to our title-winning ways is start our title-winning midfielders," which obviously had Henderson and Fabinho, and then there was a hole underneath their new signings, and the new signings just fell in a hole, and then they're like, right, now the midfielders have to go back in defence. It just sums up their season. Honestly, it's wacky.
Yeah, it's a wacky season anyway. We've been saying this for quite some time now. But do you think this is a potential time to play Liverpool? This has got to be the moment, right? Because if you look at their past results, they got battered at the Etihad at Anfield by Man City 4-1. They lost to Brighton 1-0 at the Anfield as well. Record. Yeah, they lost their record to Burnley at Anfield. I know they've had a couple of wins. They lost to United in the FA Cup, which you were more than happy about. Yes, they beat Spurs, and yes, they beat West Ham. But their run of games hasn't been the best. They got beat by Southampton as well, and then Southampton lose 9-0 to Man United. Like I just said, wonky season. But potentially here, Leicester could finally, secure some good, well-earned points against Liverpool. Should we have a look at what lineup we can create?
Yeah, let's go for it, man. Let's go.
Okay, what we're going to do then is I'm also going to just highlight Leicester's players that are out as well. I'll just tell you off the bat so we can go straight into it. Dennis Pratt is out again for this fixture, as well as Wesley Fofana. Castagna will be out too, his potential return on the 18th, it says, of Feb. You've got James Justin, who's obviously being currently assessed right now. We have no idea. It's some form of knee injury. Perez, who's been awful anyway, he picked up an injury last night too, which is they're still assessing that if it was a calf or a shin injury. So that's potential. It could be out for a while. Who knows? Wes Morgan's still out as well. So there's a lot of players out. So let's just drop in the players that are in. Kasper Schmeichel's going to start this game, of course.
100%.
There's
100%.
No reason why I wouldn't. Although Danny Ward had an okay game. Didn't have a lot to do last night against Brighton in the FA Cup. But you're going to put Schmeichel in the sticks, aren't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah, 100%, I reckon.
Okay. So with no James Justin, no Castagna, Ricardo Pereira's going to start, right?
I think this is going to be, I know as bad as it is, James Justin's injury, but I think this is going to be the return of Ricky P. I really do.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be his time to shine. I think he's looking at the team sheets and he's seeing, right, the left back's gone, the right back's gone. This is my time. This is my time to show them that I deserve to be back in the starting 11 now. Yep. I'm fit enough and I'm the best in the league. So I think he's going to start, and I think he'll probably have a really good game knowing that.
Yeah, Ricky P is not injured, LCFC Kieran. Ricky P is not injured. I don't know where you're getting that information from, but he's not injured. He will be eligible to play against Liverpool.
God, imagine.
Imagine that. Then we'd be worried. So are we going for Ricky P and Luke Thomas at left back, or are we going Christian Fuchs with a bit more experience?
Yeah, but I don't think Fuchs is I think he's really started to deteriorate. I think he's been good for rotation for some time now.
He's been a servant.
But I think now this year it's shown how he's starting to deteriorate. I don't think he's really all there anymore. Don't think he's got the fitness to keep up with all the youngsters anymore either.
So you're telling me it's Thomas over Fuchs?
I think it'll be Thomas, and I think he'll take his chance as well because he's going to see his left back opponent is injured for a little bit.
What are you guys saying in the chat? Anyone? Are you going to go with Christian Fuchs as an experienced old dog like Lassie that needs shooting?
Yeah, that's what I thought, Ian.
Or is it Thomas? Are you going for Thomas? Ian T says his legs have gone.
Yeah, I really do. It's so sad as well because he's a legend. He is a legend.
Reckon we'll play a back three, Robert Bowler? I don't think so. Not against a Liverpool side. Do you think is that daring to put? Because Salah and Firmino and Mane are still fit. I don't think you'd play back three against them. You'd have four at the back, surely.
I think this is going to be the time Brendan wants to beat Liverpool. I think the amount of times you boys have been bigged up to be like, all right, here we go. Here's this chance to now beat Liverpool.
This is the chance.
End up losing like 3-1, 4-1 and get turned over. This is the one that I want to see Leicester go out and actually believe in themselves rather than going to Liverpool, knowing it's Liverpool, the champions, and getting turned over.
Okay, so in that respect, mate, I'm going to go with four at the back. I'm not going three at the back.
Sticking with what you know.
Yeah, because it's a stronger way to go out. So who plays at centre back? Because there's no Fofana. So do we pull back Johnny Evans? You've got to play Johnny Evans, right?
It's got to be Evans, yeah.
He's an absolute rock at the back. It's got to be Johnny Evans, and it's got to be Sancho, right?
Yeah, I think Kieran says here, Ndidi.
What? Centre back? No. What? And Hamza as well? So Ndidi at the centre back, and no, I don't think so. Because
I think he's going to go with.
Yeah, you're playing a player out of position, aren't you?
Centre backs. Yeah, I think he's going to stick with actual positioned players. If you know, if he's got the players, why won't you stick with the players that actually have their positions?
Everyone says Evans and Cags, to be fair, but someone says Amate was decent. I can't lie. No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. He had an okay game, but look, they didn't have a lot to do. The players, let's be honest, last night.
Brighton.
They didn't have a lot to do. What they did do, they did okay, but it was a bang average game. Let's be honest with you, lads. It was a bang average game. But Evans and Cags for me have got to start. So now that's our back four covered. Ndidi is the holding role, right? Or are you pulling Hamza in? Because he's been
it's going to be tricky. It is going to be tricky because although you boys were so close to selling Chowdhury, and obviously you've been backing Ndidi all the way, and I still think he is the best CDM in the league on his day, Ndidi. But Chowdhury's been putting in massive performances after performances.
Yeah, he's got a record against Liverpool as well. So some hella challenges on Salah, which the Liverpool fans absolutely hated. But I mean, he is one of those players that you could really see get stuck in and stop that front three. You know, before they even get into the back line. But do you go Ndidi? What are the chat saying? Ndidi or Chowdhury? It looks like I'm being outvoted here. Ndidi, and Yuri, says Lynchy Gaming. It's going to be
understandable, isn't it? It's understandable.
Okay. Well, the guys in the chat have spoken, so we're going to go with Ndidi. Simple as that. But do we play Ndidi as a holding role on his own there, or do we play him next to Tielemans like we have been?
Do you know what could be an interesting thing for Brendan to actually introduce two CDMs for a bit more security because of your centre backs not being the most you've not really got a starting back four yet, have you really?
Yeah, we might. So. You're right, mate. We might see Ndidi and Chowdhury together.
That'd be strong.
Imagine that wall. However, without the creative side of Tielemans, is that what we do?
Yeah, but again, I think Tielemans has had a bit of an off game for the last two games, so maybe it's his time to have a little bit of a rest and come back and be refreshed.
I think
he'll stick with what he knows.
I think he'll stick with what he knows too, mate. I'm going to go for Ndidi and Yuri Tielemans. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going with it. So it's Ndidi and Tielemans. Okay, so what about the number 10? It's got to be, there's only one man for it.
Only one man. Yeah, only one man for it.
There's only one man for it. End of discussion. End of discussion. Against Liverpool, you've got to play your strongest players, and there's no one better than him at Leicester as that role. No one.
Not a lot of people better than him in the league, honestly.
Well, there you go. It can be a back three. I don't think it can be a back three. I don't think it can be. I genuinely don't. Sedan, I get what you're saying, but why would you go back three? Are you saying we play a back three of Evans, Sancho, and Pereira, and we have Chowdhury and Ndidi on? Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm not going to be surprised if we do actually see something with
we
Ndidi
could do.
and Chowdhury.
He might, you know what, that might happen. He might go with Thomas on the bench, right? And he might go three at the back. He might go three at the back. He could do. Does this look more realistic then?
I don't think it looks more realistic, but
I don't.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if I woke up and saw that team sheet of Chowdhury and Ndidi together to kind of solidify that brick wall at the back.
Yeah, and then you have what formation do we have?
I'd go with Tielemans, Maddison, left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And then you go Harvey Barnes on the left.
Yeah.
And
Harvey Barnes on the left, right wing.
Michael Brighton on the right.
Well, I don't think
Perez ain't fit. Under won't
Perez ain't
start.
fit. Yeah,
And then
Brighton.
And then Vardy up top.
Just because of his amazing record against Liverpool, but obviously he didn't have a great comeback, did he, last game? But it was expected. He had a surgery.
So, do you think that would deal with the issues of having no James Justin? Is pulling in Ndidi and Chowdhury as two holding roles?
That it doesn't look like a bad lineup. That, I mean, if I woke up tomorrow and I saw that, I'd be like, right, Brendan Rodgers is actually trying to out muscle Liverpool there with the defence. I think that looks strong, and it looks like you've got a good attack as well. You got Tielemans playing a bit more of a attacking role, and Maddison as well. So it might work.
It's a tough one. I mean, a lot of people I don't know if people are agreeing with this. I mean, I've just put that together from what
just a little bit of a conversation.
Yeah, of what Zidane just said about having three at the back. That's how you'd play it. Then you'd have Ndidi and Chowdhury sweeping up the middle, which is a great idea, and it's something I don't think Leicester have tried yet. Really, have they?
No.
And you could probably pull Barnes and Albrighton back a little bit to support the width because Liverpool play wide.
Yeah.
And that potentially could be a good start for Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure
as well.
It's different, but I don't think that would work. I just don't think that because he's never tried it. I don't know. It looks good on paper, but I think four at the back is still what we'll end up playing.
Yeah, I think it'll be wing back still.
What do you guys say in the chat? No, Justin is necessary. No, Justin is injured, Assad. He's gone. He's not playing. He's done. He's done his knee in. We've got no James Justin. James Justin's out. Trent and Salah will have a field day on the right side. And why will they, though? Why will they? Michael Brighton's a machine, and so is Ricardo Pereira. Chowdhury cuts in.
Pereira, yeah. I think that looks strong because the left side looks strong. You got Ndidi, Evans, and Barnes who can track back. You got Albrighton, Chowdhury, and Pereira on the right. I think it looks like a good team on the paper, but it's just whether it'll work on the field.
Well, I've just put the players on that people are going to say. People are going to say Maddison. People are going to say Tielemans. People are going to say Ndidi. And they're going to say Barnes. Right? There's no way is anyone going to pick under over Albrighton for this game. They'd be nuts if they did. And obviously Vardy up top. So with the players we've got, instead of playing Luke Thomas, who's still new to the game, and personally, I don't think he's going to be strong enough to fight off Salah. And obviously, you got Thiago there as well, didn't you? He plays on that side as well, doesn't he? On the right.
Yeah.
I think looking at it like that looks better to me than playing four at the back. If that's the way we was going to do it, you'd have Hamza and Ndidi on as sweeping the middle up.
Yeah. It'd be
what do you guys think?
But I think it will be a four at the back. I think he will stick with what he knows. And I'd love to see this. I would love to see if Leicester can make this work.
I don't think they're going to, though, are they? So we go. Let's reverse it back. Just let's hope that we do see this. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. But this is what's actually going to happen. Ricardo goes right. Soyuncu pulls into the middle. Evans pulls into the middle. And we have Luke Thomas on. This is what's actually going to happen, right? Chowdhury's off on the bench. Ndidi pull Tielemans in. Maddison goes central. Wingers stay more or less as they are. That is your formation that they'll play. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what it will be. It looks strong again, though. It does look strong.
That's it. That's more like it, says Robert. You see, Robert's saying that's more like it, but I honestly think that last one would have worked. I
think Chowdhury now, with a couple of games under his belt, I think he looks like a really good player.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad we didn't let him go because there would have been nothing worse than letting him go and then him turning into some sort of Premier League superstar because he's been with the club so long. that would have been a kick in the teeth. Oh, and it would have been against what Leicester are building, with the facility and stuff that we've got now, and the aspiration of driving youth all the way through to the senior side with this new dream of ours. Imagine letting probably, I'd say, give or take, the best academy player we've got right now in terms of what he can bring. Imagine letting him go and being a superstar somewhere else. It'd be
almost like
United.
It's almost like United giving away Greenwood. Do you know what I mean?
Or Pogba, and then buying him back for 18. What is it? 100 million. Dear. Right. So in that respect, that looks like the lineup that we're going to go with. So who makes the bench? Well, who's left? Let's go to who's left, because there's not many left. We're running out of time here, guys. So we've got to pace this up a little bit. There's not many left. Kelechi Iheanacho will make the bench, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Perez is
injured.
What?
Could you see Iheanacho and Vardy maybe starting together as a front two?
No, because then you're losing Tielemans, or you're going to lose.
Right.
No, because if you do that, you're going to have to play either three at the back again, but then not have that defensive capabilities of Hamza and Ndidi on.
Dead. Yeah.
No. Or you do what we did last night and have no one as a number 10 role. Because that didn't work last night, having no number 10 role. It did not work. Leicester relies on a creative middle to get the balls forwards for Vardy.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just putting it out there because I've never seen you. I don't remember a game where you tried it, so I just thought maybe it would be an option.
Danny Ward obviously is going to be on the bench. That's an obvious. Wasn't he a former Liverpool player, Danny Ward?
A former Liverpool Danny? I can't remember.
I'm sure he was. Kenga's Under will obviously be on the bench. God, we're running out of players, lads. Oh yeah, we forgot about Mendy. Mendy's going to be there.
People are saying Campbell as well.
Yeah, Campbell had a good start yesterday. Again, it was a bit. Yeah, he had a good game. I don't know if he was God tier, but he was the dogs. It was at least the dogs' balls. But I don't know if he's going to start against Liverpool. Personally, I don't think.
No, I don't think he'll start, but I think you'll see him.
Yeah, no Dennis Pratt, no Castagna to put on the bench either. Do we see? Let's have a look. We've got Fitzhugh, we've got Leshabella, and we've got Campbell. Campbell's going to be on the bench for sure. Leshabella probably on the bench too, which we probably won't see either. And we've got no players to put in the next spot. It's going to be.
Everyone's saying Barnes is injured.
Barnes is not injured, according
about three people have said it.
What I've got here, Barnes is not injured. Listen again to the list of injuries Leicester have. Leicester have 6 official injuries. They have Dennis Pratt, Wesley Fofana, Timothy Castagna, James Justin, Perez, and Wes Morgan. 6 players. 6 players. Eldin Jakubovic will be on the bench. Why? It's a waste. He's not going to play. It'll be Tavares, won't it? That young player that was on the bench yesterday. That's who it'll be. Let me just drag him on because I've not got his. There he is. Sorry. Let's just sort his logo out. There we go. It'll be Tavares. That's who's going to be on.
Are you seeing these people coming in on the channel making accounts and spamming?
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, it's fine. It's all good.
About 10 people have done it.
Is that it? Because we can't even argue about the players on the bench because that is the players that we've got.
Someone just said Fuchs.
Oh yeah, you've got Fuchs as well potentially. Fuchs is going to be there for support for centre backs. Of course he is. So he needs to go out. Who does he replace? Go on then, boys, in the chat. Who does he replace on the bench? I think Tavares, because Dada Campbell got a run out. Oh no, it might be Leshabella. I think it'll be Leshabella. I'm getting rid of Leshabella. It's going to be Fuchs on the bench, isn't it?
He's one of your most reliable, isn't he?
Well, yeah, and like I just said, he's a centre back, isn't he? As well, he can play left or centre back. You guys want to lend us some defenders here at Tottenham? We'll give you Dyer and Davies in return. Says you. we need players ourselves, mate. We definitely need players ourselves. We've got no one. There you go. I think that's about it, lads. To be honest with you, I can't drag this out any longer. That is it. That's it. There's nothing else. You can't put anyone else on the field. You can't take Albrighton off. We need him. He's a machine and we need him. You can't take Barnes off because he's our top goal scorer in open play. Vardy's got to start because he's a big-time player against the big six. Maddison has to start. There's no question about it. Yuri Tielemans has to start. And Ndidi really is I'd say, almost a certain start in Brendan's eyes. I would like to see Hamza Chowdhury as well, though. And it's going to go with 4 at the back. He's going to, because that's what he knows. I don't think
are not liking the fact that Luke Thomas is on the left against Salah.
It is what it is. That's what we've got, and that's how you're playing it. Harvey Barnes is not injured. He's not. There's no way he's injured. Send me a source that says Harvey Barnes is injured. You send me a source. I've not seen anything to do with Harvey Barnes being injured. If you can link me something, you link me something. I'm looking now on the official Leicester City website. I'm also looking on the Leicester Mercury, right? I'm looking. There's nothing about Harvey Barnes being injured. Just because
Wes Morgan is fit, apparently.
Wes Morgan's not fit. Wes Morgan is not fit. Wes Morgan, I tell you right now, right in front of me, I've got the details. Wes Morgan, let's have a look. Wes Morgan, lower back injury, further details. We decided a couple of weeks ago to take him out of training to let his back settle down. He's working well with the medical team, but no return date set. Ruled out for a further 2 weeks. That was from February 01. 2 weeks is taking you past the date of the game. All right.
I can't see anything in Harvey Barnes either. For me, I've just Googled it like they told me to, and I can't.
There's no Barnes is not injured. I repeat, not injured. You can Google it all you want. He is not injured. There's no. I'm on the Premier League official. There's nothing to say he's injured unless it's not been committed to the FA and stuff, because they have to. Yeah, obviously have to put all these details in, don't they, with their players, up to date statuses and stuff. There's nothing.
Ian's got it down to a T there. He's just explained it perfectly. He says it's either an inexperienced left back versus Salah or Fuchs whose legs have gone.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a lose-lose situation, isn't it?
It's a lose-lose situation, which is why I think maybe a 3 at the back would be right, but with Hamza and Ndidi working their absolute knackers off to win the ball, I think it would work. But anyway, 60 in the chat. Smash those likes, please, please, please. Click on the link to take you to the watch along. It's pinned in the chat. It's pinned at the top of the video. It will take you straight to the watch along for Saturday's game. We're going to be live from, I think it's 10:12. We're live. Weeks is going to be here for a little bit of a chat as well for the pre-match, and it's going to be a good game, man. I think it's going to be probably, if not one of our biggest streams that we do. Hopefully. I think it'll be the most viewed stream so far. I reckon we'll break a record.
If we can get everyone here, 60 people here, to go over and like the video, we've got a massive chance.
Definitely. Our biggest viewed video watch along is I think it's 18,000 views. I think it is.
I think it's actually 19k.
19k. So I'm hoping we can break that record for Saturday's game. But big up to everyone in the chat. I really appreciate you all coming in. I'm going to be doing a show soon at 1 o'clock with some of the COP TV. I'm going to be live with at 1 o'clock. So I shall see you all very, very soon. Thank you for coming in again, Winksy. It's looking like a 4 at the back with 2 in the middle, 3 attacking midfielders, I suppose. Barnes and Albrighton left and right, with Maddison as a number 10 role and Jamie Vardy number 9 starting up top. That's how we're going for it. Let's hope we can get something against Liverpool, and hopefully we can keep charging towards the title. I think it's probably done and dusted with Man City running away with it now, but who knows? Yeah. Anything can happen. I shall see you all very, very soon, guys. Please smash the likes. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the watch along show on Saturday. Take care, guys. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.